Hello everybody, Cern the Dog here, and welcome to Slunger Games Season 2, Episode 3, also known as the 8th Annual Slunger Games. So, in case you guys didn't notice, there hasn't been a Slunger Games for a while, and that's because I was on holidays, and I couldn't really do it while on holidays, so yeah, there's been a short break, but hopefully there'll be less of a break between this and the next one. And because there's been such a big break, this is going to be a really big Slunger Games. We look at this, we have 34 districts. And if we go to settings and other settings, death rate, let's set that to low. And if we set that to low, what that means is that this is going to be a pretty long Slunger Games. Today in District 1, we have Evil Flower and Haha Munker. And you might be like, Evil Flower? Why is Flower evil? Well, basically, a small accident happened to us. And because of that, Flower is now in a coma. But thankfully, in the events of Slunger 7, in case anything bad happened to Flower, we decided to make a clone of him. And we called that clone Evil Flower. And the name is a reference to the fact that this clone is just like Flower, except they are the exact opposite. So in other words, they're nothing like Flower. Next, in District 2, we have Dyson Swarm and 7 Red Suns. District 3, we have Batbox and Tourist. District 4, we have Trainified and Ashical. District 5, we have Crux Trader and Apexalepido. District 6, we have aNub and Cern the Dog, or me, the female commentator. District 7, we have Vibin and Potato. District 8, we have Chris and Scav 4, the best ship. District 9, we have Flesh and Scripted. Pretty sure this might be pronounced Flash, but I honestly don't care. District 10 is Max and Rollipede. District 11, we have Iron and Bestmat. District 12, we have Uni and Rudy. In District 13, we have Safe Locking and Unsafe Locking. District 14, we have Nezzy and Mother Diana. Yes, that's right, Diana is now a mother. Let's give applause in the chat. I know it's not a very easy thing to be a mother, but Diana has succeeded. Next, in District 15, we have Carlander and Logern ISL. As you might remember from Slunger 7, a few of our contestants were taken over by the Artificer disease. Well, thankfully, Carlander has managed to find the cure to the disease, so now everything is fine and back to normal. Chris is no longer Artificer, Ashical is no longer Artificer, we have no Artificer, except for the real one, of course. Next, District 16, we have Firework Confetti and Lil Bubby. District 17, we have Pepsi and Green Lizard. District 18, we have the Colossus and Skinwalker. District 19, we have Fierce and Moth. District 20, Toaster Acid and Shrimpy. District 21, Slugcat Lover and Silly Goober. District 22, Hostel and Apiculturist. District 23, Goob and Gootraxel. District 24, Bird Science and Not Nice Survivor. And District 25, Ultizuru and Mosslush. Then we have the NPCs. We have Not Nice Survivor and Not Nice Monk. Not Nice Survivor has a space, don't ask why. District 27, Survivor and Monk. Then District 28, we have Hunter and Artificer. District 29, Gourmand and Rivulet. District 30, we have Spearmaster and Saint. District 31, Nightcat and Inv. District 32, Anime Survivor and Anime Monk. District 33, Engineer Cat and 3D Cat. And then District 34, Slugcat and Ha and Gun Cat. So, since it's been a bit before the previous Slunger Games, I'm sure a lot of you might not remember a few details. So here's a short reminder. These two are a married couple. Chris is a boy and Scav4 is a trans woman, and they are married legally. These two are also dating, but let's not talk about them. Hostel has this thing. Where's Hostel? Hostel has this thing where he really sucks. He's really bad at everything. He's gonna stab someone, and then it turns out he didn't actually stab someone, he stabbed himself. So yeah, that's the thing with Hostel. And yeah, I think that's the most important details. Oh yeah, by the way, I am Cern the Dog, the female commentator of Slunger Games, and this is Flower. Basically, he's my manager. He's the one who came up with this whole idea, so shout out to him. And also shout out to Bird Science for making the really cool banner for this event. And I think that's everything we need to know, so let's begin to day 1. Oh, actually, first is the bloodbath, I forgot. As the tributes wake up in their shelter, the horn sounds. Monk decided to AFK in a quiet place. Chris runs away from the cornucopia. Artificer successfully paid the scavenger bill. Flesh has his moment of touching grass. Iron stays in the arena for resources. Logan ISL picks up an explosive spear from the ground. Spearmaster runs away from the cornucopia. Rivulet avoids local creatures. Green Lizard grabs the centipede shield. Uni runs away from the cornucopia. Slugcat and Hat took a pair of cherry bombs. Im finds a grenade. Bird Science runs away from the cornucopia. Not Nice Survivor runs away from the cornucopia. Safe Locking runs away from the cornucopia. 3D Cat runs away from the cornucopia. Hunter popped some popcorn plants. Potato runs away from the cornucopia. Apiculturist picks up spear from the ground. Silly Goober runs away from the cornucopia. Rollipede runs away from the cornucopia. Spearmaster runs away from the cornucopia. Carlander flashbangs aNub and tries to kill him, but aNub escapes. Evil Flower runs away from the cornucopia. Nightcat falls into a pit of wormgrass and dies. Whoa, first death! Let's give a rip in the chat for Nightcat. I'm sure not a single person wanted you to win. 7 Red Suns runs away from the cornucopia. Anime Monk sips from from the rain drainage. Bestmat escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. The Colossus, Scripted, and Crookstrader get into a fight. Scripted triumphantly kills them both. 2 more deaths already. Colossus and Crookstrader are both dead. Scripted managed to dominate both of them. Fierce watches and overseers hints. Max runs away from the cornucopia. Gootraxel runs away from the cornucopia. Engineer Cat survives a huge lag spike. Lil Bubby runs away from the cornucopia. Scav 4 runs away from the cornucopia. Anime Survivor runs away from the cornucopia. Trainified couldn't see the drop wig. If you never watched Slunger, that is another reference that you're not gonna get. But Toaster Acid saved him. Skinwalker escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Cern the Dog runs away from the cornucopia. Nezzy puts on a vulture mask. Vibin runs away from the cornucopia. Survivor runs away from the cornucopia. Firework Confetti runs away from the cornucopia. Guncat runs away from the cornucopia. Tourist avoids local creatures. Batbox runs away from the cornucopia. Saint runs away from the cornucopia. Gourmand avoids local creatures. Slugcat Lover successfully tamed the Hungry Lizard. Apexa escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Goob picks up spear from the ground. Not Nice Survivor ran off since they didn't care. Moth survives a huge lag spike. Shrimpy runs away from the cornucopia. Ostel runs away from the cornucopia. Rudy runs away from the cornucopia. Not Nice Monk popped some popcorn plants. Pepsi runs away from the cornucopia. Haha Monker runs away from the cornucopia. Unsafe Locking watches the situation from above while hanging on a grappling worm. Ashicle survives a huge lag spike. Ultizuru breaks Mother Diana's muzzle for a bag of chicken nuggets. And Dyson runs away from the cornucopia. So, first event, and we already have 3 dead people. I'm pretty sure in total there's about, I don't know, 60 something. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. 68 maybe, something like that. So already 3 dead. Day 1. Not Nice Monk sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Toaster Acid camouflages himself in the bushes. Flesh unknowingly eats toxic berries. Skinwalker practices his aim. Uni searches for a water source. Anime Survivor fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Guncat, Pepsi, Rollipede, and 3D Cat raid Trainified's shelter while he is hunting. Goob cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. I love how well that event fits in with just the picture of the cat screaming. Slugcat Lover was grabbed by Purple A Lizard. Pretty sure that mistake was here last time, but I still didn't fix it. Let's go. But Green Lizard managed to save him. Firework Confetti almost falls in the void, but Chris catches them. Ashicle fell off a pole, but was saved by the god of physics. Saint reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Ultizuru receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Survivor gets tricked by a fake auction that Vibin made. What a bad moderator. Rivulet tries to sleep through the entire day. Logan ISL is high on mushrooms. Dyson that's not an at. Dyson / brings Lil Bubby to him to say hello. Lil Bubby almost kills him after. Hunter thinks about home. Slugcat and Hat constructs a hideout. Silly Goober collects fruit from a tree. Safe Locking runs away from Not Nice Survivor. Potato runs away from Rudy. Scaffold hunts for other tributes. Cern the Dog gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Tourist gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Monk successfully tamed the Hungry Lizard. Batbox searches for a water source. Engineer Cat discovers a river. Artificer fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Carlander searches for a water source. Haha Monker attacks 7 Red Suns but they manage to escape. Apiculturist steals from Not Nice Survivor while they aren't looking. Gourmand injures himself. Nezzy makes a wooden spear. Unsafe Locking thinks about home. Shrimpy is high on mushrooms. Bird Science collects fruit from a tree. Gootraxel travels to higher ground. Mosslish tries to spearfish with a spear. Max fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Evil Flower, Anime Monk, Apexa, and Mother Diana would a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Moth scares Iron off. Ostel gets tricked by a fake auction that Best Map made. Spearmaster gave some head pats to a friendly lizard. aNub receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Fierce receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Scripted pinged everyone. Im falls into a pit and dies. Oh wow, all the really irrelevant slug cats are dying. Who would have guessed? So, Nightcat, Colossus, Crookstrader, Flesh, Goob, and Imp are already... Wait, Flesh? When did Flesh die? Huh? I don't remember them dying. Oh, they ate toxic berries. Okay. So, I'm not going to do the thing where I read out everyone. But let's just say, here we have one alive. Here we have one alive with 2 kills. Good job, Scripted. Currently the MVP. Here we have one alive. Here we have one alive. And here already the district is dead. Man, how unlucky are they? So, let's proceed to night 1. Guncat is awoken by nightmares. Saint is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Best Map flashes Batbox and tries to kill them, but Batbox escapes. Artificer encounters Toaster Acid while on her way to the Shoreline Cafe. Oh yeah, also our arena now has a brand new area called the Shoreline Cafe. And basically it's a place where contestants can go and drink coffee while talking to their friends that they are probably going to kill. So yeah, what a nice and relaxing place the Shoreline Cafe is. I'm sure a lot of contestants are going to go and visit it. Fierce convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Vibin thinks about winning. Pepsi looks at the night sky. Dyson cooks his food before putting his fire out. Max thinks about home. Chris begs for apiculturist to kill him. He refuses, keeping Chris alive. Chris, you can't die this early. You're like an important character. You were like the second one to win. Rollipede receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Carlander wants to buy a coffee at the Shoreline Cafe, but he only has $1. Taurus loses sight of where he is. Engineer Cat thinks about home. Logan ISL brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. 3D Cat uses a flashbang to distract Scripted and escape. Not Nice Survivor questions their sanity. Unsafe Locking flashbangs Not Nice Monk and tries to kill them, but Not Nice Monk escapes. Nezzy finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. Ultizuru questions her sanity. Anime Monk uses a flashbang to distract Survivor and escapes. Bird Science sleeps in a shelter. Spearmaster tends to their wounds. Hunter cooks his food before putting his fire out. Safe Locking visits the Shoreline Cafe. Let me guess, they're gonna be one of those Roblox cafe trolls that like ask for a Mexican latte or something with Mexican latte with extra French or something. I don't know. Cern the dog finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. Ostel uses a flashbang to distract Moth and escape. And escapes, I think that's meant to say. Potato receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Iron cries himself to sleep. Scav4 finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. Oh, he has the stick right there. Look at that. That's literally Scav4's magical stick. No way. Shrimpy cooks his food before putting his fire out. Haha Monker finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. 7 Red Sun sleeps in a shelter. Rudy thinks about home. Anime Survivor couldn't see the drop wig, but Slugcat Lover saved him. Slugcat and Hat uses a flashbang to distract Gootraxel and escape. And Evil Flower flashbangs Not Nice Survivor and tries to kill them, but Not Nice Survivor escapes. Okay, Monk is awoken by nightmares. Green Lizard encounters aNub while on his way to the Shoreline Cafe. Oh my god, guys. It's the best encounter ever. On one side we have Green Lizard, and on another we have aNub, the Leapsard. What's gonna happen next in the Shoreline Cafe? I don't know. You tell me. Train of 5 reached a Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Lil Bobby convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Reveal it receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Silly Goober and Gourmand run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Skinwalker stays awake all night. Uni fends Mother Diana, Apexa, and Ashicle away from his fire. Spearmaster cries himself to sleep, and Firework loses sight of where they are. Okay. Day 2. Batbox and Saint participate in Diana's kitten battles. Best Mac questions his sanity. Apiculturist is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Firework is pricked by thorns while picking berries. I guess picking berries just happens to really be dangerous. Anime Survivor receives a Whopper from an unknown sponsor. Trainified searches for a water source. Potato gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Apexar reached Howling Cliff, wait, wrong game. Hunter attacks Carlander, but he manages to escape. Lil Bobby screams out loud. Nezzy / brings Shrimpy to them to say hello. Shrimpy almost kills them after. aNub scares Ruddy with a vulture mask. Slugcat and Hat tries to sleep through the entire day. Not Nice Monk gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Green Lizard steals from Monk while he isn't looking. Scripted searches for firewood. Ashicle / brings Tree D-Cat to him to say hello. Tree D-Cat almost kills him after. Skinwalker fishes. Artificer scares Anime Monk off. Vibin had to go to sleep early. Toaster collects fruit from a tree. Spearmaster sprains his ankle while running away from Guncat. Seven Red Suns tends to Dyson Swarm's wounds. Haha Monker waters Bubble Fruit. Fierce tries to spearfish with a spear. Engineer Cat chases Survivor. Chris stays with a friendly lizard for protection. Slugcat Lover scares Ultizuru off. Iron tries to sleep through the entire day. Tourist kills Scav 4 as she tries to run. No, Tourist, how could you? You might be the same color, but I guess that wasn't enough to save Scav 4. And even Scav 4's magical wand wasn't enough to kill Tourist. Tourist, how could you? You killed a fan favorite. Not Nice Survivor was grabbed by a pole plant, but Cernadog managed to save him. Max tries to sleep through the entire day. Silly Goober escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Spearmaster hopped on Rain Escape. Pepsi tries to spearfish with a spear. Gootraxel attacks Rivulet, but she manages to escape. Moth kills Logan ISL as he tries to run. Rest in peace, the JTO community. Bird Science searches for a water source. Gorman stays with a friendly lizard for protection. Safe Locking defeats Not Nice Survivor in a fight, but spares their life. Rollipede overhears Ostel and Uni talking in the distance. Unsafe Locking successfully paid the scavenger bill, and Evil Flower was grabbed by a pole plant, but Mother Diana managed to save him. I guess since Flower is evil, that means they would be friends with Diana, because the real Diana and the real Flower and Diana aren't friends, so by that logic, Evil Flower and Mother Diana should be friends. So I guess that's why Mother Diana saved Evil Flower. And we have 3 deaths: Vibin, Scav 4, and Logan ISL. Let's see everyone's status. Alive, 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 alive. 1 alive, alive, 1 alive. Potato is all on his own. Chris is also all on his own, and Scripted is all on his own, but he has 2 kills, so I'm sure he's doing fine. Alive, 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 alive. 1 alive, 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 1 alive. Both. 1 alive, both. And here we have basically everyone alive. Except for this district, which just... they didn't even try, I guess. Next we have Night 2. Safe Locking encounters Ultizuru while on their way to the Shoreline Cafe. Let's hope Ultizuru understands ciphers. Uni receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. aNub fends Skinwalker, Spearmaster, and Haha Monker away from his fire. Best Mat scares Shrimpy with a vulture mask. 3D Cat couldn't see the drop wig, but Scripted saved him. Toaster sees a fire but stays hidden. Fierce receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Chorus quietly hums. Not Nice Monk starts a fire. Gorman receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Monk reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Iron goes to sleep. Did I just say Iron? I meant Iron. I'm not like, I don't know. Silly Goober attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Carlander is awoken by nightmares. Nezzy cooks their food before putting their fire out. Bird Science goes to sleep. Rudy is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Cernadog thinks about winning. Potato reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. 7 Red Suns receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Lil Bobby flashbangs Apexa and tries to kill them, but Apexa escapes. Saint is awoken by nightmares. Max flashbangs Diana and tries to kill them, but Diana escapes. Engineer Cat sets up camp for the night. Not Nice Survivor quietly hums. Artificer visits the Shoreline Cafe. Unsafe Locking tries to treat their infection. What, the infection of being really dumb? Tourist receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Anime Monk goes to sleep. Anime Survivor uses a flashbang to distract Ashicle and escape. Roly-Pete convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Spearmaster quietly hums. Slugcat and Hat goes to sleep. Dyson sets up camp for the night. Survivor sees a fire but stays hidden. Slugcat Lover analyzes the interior of the Azure Room. Green Lizard tends to his wounds. Trainify screams for help. Moth convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Hunter brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Pepsi becomes friends with Apiculturist and Ostel while visiting the Shoreline Cafe. Firework Confetti receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice Survivor begs for Evil Flower to kill them. He refuses, keeping Not Nice Survivor alive. You see, if that was the real Flower, they would brutally kill Not Nice Survivor, but since they are evil, they let Not Nice Survivor stay. Batbox got shipped with Gootraxel by CERN and they died together. Rest in peace, Batbox. Not rest in peace, the other guy. Nobody cares about you. Just joking. Don't take that seriously. Rivulet gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. And Guncat thinks about winning. Okay, day 3. aNub gets tricked by a fake auction that Gourmand made. What were they giving away? 15 pounds of meatballs. Monk searches for firewood. Rolipede diverts Shrimpy's attention and runs away. Spearmaster receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Lil Bobby sprains his ankle while running away from 7 red suns. Saint stalks Artificer. Hunter thinks about home. Ashicle overhears Monk and Not Nice Monk talking... No, Moth. Not Monk. Moth and Not Nice Monk talking in the distance. Engineer Cat pinged everyone. What a troll. Rivulet and Sulcat Rover participate in Diana's kitten battles. Skinwalker goes hunting. Chris scares Mother Diana with a vulture mask. Spearmaster was grabbed by Purple A Lizard, but Carlander managed to save them. Ulti Zero picks flowers. Tourist discovers a cave. Survivor uses a flashbang to distract Scripted and escapes. Green Lizard defeats Apiculturist in a fight but spares his life. Potato makes a wooden spear. Nezzy asks Dyson for food but he doesn't give any. How rude. Apex stalks Not Nice Survivor. Gunka escapes from the Orange Lizard gang without dying. Pepsi fishes. Rudy gave some head pats to a friendly lizard. Cernadog gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Uni overhears Anime Survivor and Ostel talking in the distance. Fierce injures himself. Anime Monk couldn't see the dropwig but Trainified saved him. Bird Science fishes. Silly Goober stalks Slugcat and Hat. Max was grabbed by Purple A Lizard but Toaster managed to save him. Firework picks flowers. Not Nice Survivor scares Treaty Cat off. The battle of the century. We have Not Nice Survivor and then Treaty Survivor. When Safe Locking thinks about home, Evil Flower went swimming with some jetfish. Best Mat sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Iron fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics, and Haha Munker asks Safe Locking for food but they don't give any. Why would Safe Locking do such, give food? Were you really expecting them to do that? So we only have 2 deaths this time. We have Batbox and Gootraxel. I don't think there's any point to reading it out this time, but you can see it right here. We have a bit of deaths. Mostly everyone is still alive, everything's good. Frick this district, they kinda suck. So yeah, 68 contestants. Yeah, okay, I was right. Night 3. Ulti Zero quietly hums. Rivulet begs for Skinwalker to kill her. He refuses, keeping Rivulet alive. Monk climbs a tree to rest. Pepsi wants to buy a coffee at the Shoreline Cafe, but they only have $1. Nezzy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Tourist begs for Mother Diana to kill him. She refuses, keeping Tourist alive. Hunter receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Anime Monk brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Lil Bobby encounters Mosslish while on his way to the Shoreline Cafe. Trainified tries to treat his infection. Slugcat Lover convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Shrimpy scares Apexa with a vulture mask. Engineer Cat uses a flashbang to distract Guncat and escapes. Safe Locking brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Who's the lizard? Is it Barry on Safe Locking? Potato passes out from exhaustion. Green Lizard defeats Chris in a fight but spares his life. Haha Munker receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Bird Science gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Not Nice Survivor wants to buy a coffee at the Shoreline Cafe but he only has $1. Happy Culturist scares 7 red suns with a vulture mask. Silly Goober visits the Shoreline Cafe. Not Nice Monk quietly hums. Rudy becomes friends with Toaster and Ostel while visiting the Shoreline Cafe. Not Nice Survivor looks at the night sky. Saint showed Treaty Cat their C.AI chat history. Treaty Cat killed them doing a service for humanity. Also, I think that's the second time Ostel made friends with someone at the Shoreline Cafe. Maybe this is Ostel's new strategy. First, they became the MVP, killing 8 people and then blowing themselves up. Maybe this time they're going for a more passive approach. Because, as we all know, Ostel doesn't have any friends, but maybe they finally realized the power of friendship. Let's see how that turns out. Slugcat and Hat scares Carlander with a vulture mask. Cernadog is awoken by nightmares. aNub attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Artificer sets up camp for the night. Firework receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Ashikla and Max run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Rolipede sees a fire but stays hidden. Unsafe Locking starts a fire. Uni climbs a tree to rest. Scripted scares Evil Flower with a vulture mask. Anime Survivor quietly hums. Moth passes out from exhaustion. Iron receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Spearmaster is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Fierce wants to buy a coffee at the Shoreline Cafe, but she only has $1. She only have it. I can mess up sometimes, okay? Best Mac cries himself to sleep. Dyson encounters Survivor while on his way to the Shoreline Cafe, and Gourmand receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Okay, day 4. Dyson and Trainified participate in Diana's kitten battles. Survivor screams out loud. Chris fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Monk makes a wooden spear. Mother Diana was grabbed by a pole plant but Rivulet managed to save her. 3D Cat was grabbed by a pole plant but Iron managed to save him. Potato steals from aNub while he isn't looking. Slugcat Lover pinged everyone. Multi-Zero overhears Rudy and Taurus talking in the distance. Hunter attacks Cern the dog but she manages to escape. Silly Goober escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Anime Monk camouflages himself in the distance. Anime Survivor escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. And Lil Bobby receives a whopper from an unknown spot. Oh my god! First gay of the episode. Apiculturist acts gay in front of Skinwalker. Now Dennis, I don't know if you didn't notice, but that's a robot. Like, I know that like some robots are hot, like we have Chica and everything, but this, you can't just like, it's a robot, okay? Dennis, calm down. I used to watch you. You're a cool guy, but like, can you not go for robots? Hey, Shrimpy and Nezzy participate in Diana's kitten battles. Gunka is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Not Nice Monk receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice Survivor successfully paid the scavenger bill. Harlander was grabbed by Purple A Lizard, but Spearmaster managed to save him. Rollipede, Scripted, Toaster, and Bestmat raid Ashicle's shelter while he is hunting. Firework discovers a river. Safe Locking screams out loud. Unsafe Locking discovers a cave. Apex constructs a shack. Green Lizard constructs a shack. Haha Monker escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Artificer flashbangs Engineer Cat and tries to kill them, but Engineer Cat escapes. Uni camouflages himself in the bushes. Moth gets tricked by a fake auction that Pepsi made. Fierce questions her sanity. Ostel ate poisoned fruit and died. I guess even if you're friends with everyone, you can still die, because, I don't know, you decided to eat the sussy berries that were growing on the bush. Rest in peace, Ostel. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Bro's never gonna win. We're gonna be on, like, Slunger 128, and he's still not gonna win. Not Nice Survivor searches for a water source. Spearmaster dies of dysentery. Gourmand, Max, Bird Science, and Evil Flower won a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Slugcat has successfully paid the scavenger bill. 7 Red Suns reach Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. So, 3 deaths. Saint, Ostel, and Spearmaster. If we see here, both won, one, both one, one, both one, both one, one, both. Yeah, it seems the Slugcats really aren't doing well this round. Like, these 2 districts are already dead. What, are the Slugcats, like, skill issuing or something? I mean, when up against actual human beings, I suppose you're a cat and a slug. But, like, still, I was expecting a much more. Yeah. So far, the only person with more than 1 kill seemed to be Scripted. Maybe he was a bit mad that his teammate was dead and that he wasn't paired up with Potato, you know? But, like, trust me, guys, for safety purposes, we could not put these 2 together, okay? When these 2 are together, very bad things happen in the atmosphere. So, like, trust me, guys, it was for the better good. Iron uses a flashbang to distract Slugcat Lover and escapes. Shrimpy and Lil Bobby run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Trainified receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice Survivor almost falls in the void, but Survivor catches them. Apiculturist flashbangs 7 Red Suns and tries to kill them, but 7 Red Suns escapes. Engineer Cat analyzes the interior of the Azure Room. Max tends to his wounds. Apexa couldn't see the dropwig, but Ulti-Zero saved him. Rivulet stays awake all night. Skinwalker reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Unsafe Locking cooks their food before putting their fire out. 3D Cat brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Dyson stays awake all night. Evil Flower receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Green Lizard encounters Bird Signs while on his way to the Shoreline Cafe. Gourmand receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Mosslush begs for Scripted to kill them. They refuse, keeping Mosslush alive. Sir the Dog wants to buy a cafe at the Shoreline Cafe, but she only has a dog. That's not true. I'm very rich, guys. Don't trust the simulator. Pepsi questions their sanity. Potato defeats Chris in the fight but spares his life. Rollipede convinced the friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Guncat saw Cern's fanfic and died. Not my child! I am the result of my child's death. How unfortunate. Anime Survivor sears a fire but stays hidden. Not Nice Survivor receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Fierce tends to her wounds. Silly Goober fends Uni, aNub, and Not Nice Monk away from her fire. Silk Cat and Hat receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Moth finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. Carlander is awoken by nightmares. Haha Monker destroys tourist supplies while he is asleep. Bestma is awoken by nightmares. Ashical convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Hunter receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Safe locking brings very unsafe locking to the Shoreline Cafe. Firework couldn't see the dropkick, but Nezzy saved her. Artificer is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Anime Monk couldn't place a grenade gently on the floor. Mother Diana is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Toaster receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Monk tends to his wounds, and Rudy receives a hat chip from an unknown sponsor. Now we have day 5. Silk Cat and Hat explores the arena. Vestma explores the arena. Fierce couldn't see the dropkick, but Green Lizard saved her. Uni got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Rivulet, Haha Monker, aNub, and Gourmand raid Not Nice Survivor's shelter while he is hunting. Pepsi defeats Not Nice Survivor in a fight but spares their life. Taurus travels to higher ground. Dyson goes hunting. Nezzy defeats Carlander in a fight but spares his life. Scripted successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Rudy fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Safe locking camouflages themselves in the bushes. Artificer strangles Rolipede after engaging in a fistfight. Engineer Cat hopped on rain escape. Spearmaster escaped from the orange lizard gang without dying. Trainified betrayed Apexes, stabbing them with a spear. How could they? Monk receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Shrimpy discovers a cave. Bird Science explores the arena. Moth attacks Hunter, but he manages to escape. Max thinks about home. Firework tries to sleep through the entire day. 3D Cat went swimming with some jetfish. Survivor collects fruit from a tree. Lil Bubby and Silly Goober participate in Diana's kitten battles. Toaster gave some head pats to a friendly lizard. Chris practices his aim. Apiculturist reached Howling Cliff, wait, wrong game. Dog stays with a friendly lizard for protection. Unsafe locking almost falls in the void, but Anime Survivor catches them. Anime Survivor, why would you do such a thing? They deserve to die. 7 Red Suns diverts Ultizuru's attention and runs away. Not Nice Monk gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Iron sprains his ankle while running away from Mother Diana. Evil Flower picks flowers. Not gonna lie, Evil Flower seems like kinda nice. Like, Flower is like evil and everything, so like, maybe we should actually rename Evil Flower to Nice Flower, and then make the actual flower Evil Flower, because they're Evil Flower, but they're actually like really nice. They're like the kindness entrepreneur version of Flower. Potato hopped on rain escape. Ashicle traversed to higher ground, and Skinwalker defeats Silk Cat Lover in a fight but spares his life. Ooh, arena event! Heavy rain pours down on the arena. Green Lizard hibernated in a shelter. Iron hibernated in a shelter. Rivulet couldn't handle the rain's pressure. Silk Cat Lover hibernated in a shelter. Silk Cat and Hat, Moth, and Lil Bubby hibernated in a shelter. Mother Diana's path to shelter was blocked by Dyson. Rest in peace. Evil Flower couldn't handle the rain's pressure, no. Our boy Evil Flower is dead. Maybe I said too much good things about him, and he just couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the pressure. Maybe the rain is a metaphor for my female commentary. Not Nice Monk hibernated in a shelter. Safe locking and unsafe locking both hibernated in the same shelter, because of course they did. Max hibernated in a shelter. Mosslush's path to shelter was blocked by Engineer Cat. Engineer Cat being a massive troll to everyone. Dog, Fierce, Ultizuru, and Not Nice Survivor hibernated in a shelter. Shrimpy injures Gourmand and leaves him to die in the rain. Tourist hibernated in a shelter. Trainified hibernated in a shelter. Uni hibernated in a shelter. Nezzy, Rudy, Potato, Silly, Haha Monker, Hunter, Chris, Ashicle, Bird Science, Firework, Pepsi, Toaster, and Apiculturist all hibernate in shelters. That's a lot of people all in the same shelter, because obviously these are all in one shelter. That's what this is implying, obviously. aNub also couldn't handle the rain's pressure. Rest in peace, aNub. Also, just like Ostel, he's one of the OGs who never won and also had their own arc. Yeah, it seems these OG players just have this thing where they like never win, but they're also all important characters, except for Vibin. He never had an arc and he never won. He's like the unluckiest one out of the three of them. Carlander hibernated in the shelter. 3D Cat couldn't handle the rain's pressure. Also, Vibin is also dead, I'm pretty sure already. So yeah, both Ostel, aNub, and Vibin, 3 OGs who never won, are all already dead. Scripted didn't eat enough to hibernate. Rest in peace. He killed someone out being mad that he wasn't with Potato, and then after all of that, he didn't even get close to winning. How sad. Not Nice Survivor hibernated in the shelter. 7 Red Suns hibernated in the shelter. Monk hibernated in the shelter. Survivor hibernated in the shelter. Best Matt injures Anime Survivor and leaves him to die in the rain. My boy from Alabama is dead. Artificer hibernated in the shelter, and Skinwalker hibernated in the shelter. So a lot of deaths. Guncat, Anime Monk, Rolipede, Apexa, Rivulet, Mother Diana, Evil Flower, Mosslush, or Spearmaster, Lormond, aNub, 3D Cat, Scripted, and Anime Survivors. So, the deaths are starting to look interesting. Here we have 1 person alive, 2 alive with 1 kill, 1 alive with 1 kill, both alive with 1 kill, full district eliminated, rest in peace. Only I am alive. aNub sadly couldn't handle the pressure. District 7, once again, another OG dead. Potato all on his own, he's not gonna win anyways. District 8, Chris all on his own without his partner. District 9, entirely dead, rest in peace. District 10, 1 alive. District 11, both alive with 1 kill. District 12, both alive. District 13, both alive. 1 alive, 1 alive, both 1, both with 1 kill, both with 1 kill, both 1 entirely dead, rest in peace, both, and 1 alive. And then here we have the Slugcats, who, yeah, the Slugcats are like doing really terribly this time, except for Engineer Cat, who's just like being a massive troll. Honestly, I wish my farewell to, actually, I wish best of luck to Engineer Cat. He just seems to be going for the troll route. Night 5. Dyson becomes friends with Green Lizard and Uni while visiting the Shoreline Cafe. Monk brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Potato and 7 Red Suns run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Shrimpy thinks about home. Apiculturist gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Pepsi destroys Engineer Cat's supplies while he is swimming. Or asleep, not swimming. Ashicle tends to trainify its wounds. Tourist brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Toaster couldn't see the drop pick, but Not Nice Monk saved him. Slugcat and Hat finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. Max gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Carlander thinks about winning. Iron encounters safe locking while on his way to the Shoreline Cafe. I wonder if Iron understands ciphers. Or maybe he's like gonna get safe locking and turn him into a mutation. We're gonna have like, maybe that's how unsafe locking was made. Iron stole some some samples from safe locking and made a clone known as unsafe locking. No way. But and then we had some, but like you might be thinking, oh, but unsafe locking already exists and this just happened now. Well, Iron could have a time travel machine, like why not? They encountered safe locking now and then time traveled into the past so that unsafe locking could be born just for this event. It's an eternal loop. Fierce receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Rudy is awoken by nightmares. Ultizuru tries to treat her infection. Skinwalker receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Dog regrets joining Diana's server. Probably true. Survivor visits the Shoreline Cafe. Not Nice Survivor tends to their wounds. Haha Monker dies of dysentery. Slugcat Lover visits the Shoreline Cafe. Firework destroys Artificer's supplies while he is sleeping. Not Nice Survivor becomes friends with Best Man Chris while visiting the Shoreline Cafe. Man, the cafe was such a good idea. We just have all these people becoming friends. Silly Goober stays awake all night. Bird Sign starts a fire. Lil Bobby flashbangs unsafe locking, tries to kill them, but unsafe locking escapes. The evil clone of safe locking, with a slightly different default profile picture. Moth flashbangs Hunter and tries to kill them, but Hunter escapes, and Nezzy thinks about winning. Okay, we now have day 6. Engineer Cat constructs a hideout. Monk / brings Ashicle to them to say hello. Ashicle almost kills them after. Hunter constructs a shack. Safe locking uses a flashbang to distract Best Man and escapes. Iron successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Slugcat and Hat practices his aim. Survivor searches for firewood. Dyson hunts for other tributes. Shrimpy picks flowers. Silly Goober fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Firework receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Bird Science receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Slugcat Lover receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Apiculturist and Nezzy participate in Diana's kitten battles. Pepsi collects fruit from a tree. Potato uses a flashbang to distract Max and escapes. Chris tries to sleep through the entire day. Uni makes a wooden spear. Monk thinks about home. Little Bubby almost falls in the void, but Trainified catches them. Green Lizard stalks Stern the dog. I'm pretty sure I was the one stalking them when they were playing Speedrun 4. By the way, very cool. Rudy constructs a hideout. Not Nice Survivor gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Artificer almost falls in the void, but Toaster Acid catches them. Not Nice Monk practices his aim. Ulti Zero successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Skinwalker fell off a pole, but was saved by the god of physics. Tourist reached Howling Cliff, wait, wrong game. Seven Red Suns runs away from Carlander. Fierce is teasing Wormgrass, and unsafe locking slash brings Not Nice Survivor to them to say hello. Not Nice Survivor almost kills them after finally someone trying to kill the safe locking duo. Only one dead this time, haha Monker, meaning basically everything is the same except right here you can see entire district eliminated. Night 6. Skinwalker cries himself to sleep. Taurus looks at the night sky. Silly Goober almost falls in the void, but Moth catches them. Potato fends Apiculturist, safe locking, and Green Lizard away from his fire. Engineer Cat sleeps in a shelter. Unsafe locking reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Bird Science destroys Not Nice Survivors' supplies while they are swimming or asleep. Why do I keep saying swimming? They're not swimming. Like, they could be having a dream about swimming, but that doesn't change the fact they're asleep. Toaster finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. Iron thinks about home. Ashicle tries to sing himself to sleep. Chris receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice Monk receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Pepsi regrets joining Diana's server. Rudy reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Uni starts a fire. Monk receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Carlander looks at the night sky. Seven Red Suns bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Lil Bobby receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Best Matt wants to buy a coffee at the Shoreline Cafe, but he only has $1. Slowcat Lover receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Puncher attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Fierce passes out from exhaustion. Dog throws a spear into Shrimpy's head. Yeah, let's kill the Slunger Games imposter. In case you guys don't know, this guy named himself Slunger Games on Discord, but he doesn't even have the Slunger Games role. How could he? What a fake fan. How could he try to impersonate himself as the real Slunger Games? Dyson and Survivor cuddle for warmth. Ulti-Zero blows up Nezzy, trying to fight an Artificer with a grenade. Yo, triple kill from Ulti-Zero. Max, Not Nice Survivor, and Slowcat and Hack get into a fight. Not Nice Survivor triumphantly kills them both. Oh my god, so much kills. Firework Confetti looks at the night sky. Day 7. It's now the final day of the week. Monk escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Ashicle explores the arena. Potato stalks Hunter. Survivor hopped on Rain Escape. Lil Bubby scares Uni with a vulture mask. Not Nice Survivor goes hunting. Ulti-Zero successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Apiculturist uses a flashbang to distract Slowcat Lover and escape. Not Nice Survivor tends to Not Nice Monk wounds. Unsafe locking gave some head pats to very unsafe locking. Or, if this is unsafe locking's lizard, would it be very safe locking? Who knows? Tourist discovers a river. Carlander sprains his ankle while running away from Green Lizard. Iron scares Firework with a vulture mask. Fierce questions her sanity. Skinwalker stalks Stern the dog. Toaster explores the arena. Rudy successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Silly Goober goes hunting. Dyson, Bird Science, Pepsi, and Engineer Cat raid Chris's shelter while he is hunting. Man, why you gotta be this rude to Chris? You know, his wife died. Maybe he's actually not that unlucky, but still, you shouldn't do stuff like that, you know. Moth successfully paid the scavenger bill. Safe locking spontaneously explodes for no reason. Let's go! Safe locking just died. Let's all get a W in the chat. They spontaneously exploded for no reason, just like they deserved to. Their clone is still out there, though, so they could very well win. And Best Matt receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. So, a lot of deaths this time. 7 Red Suns, Shrimpy, Nezzy, Trainified, Artificer, Max, Slowcat and Hat, and Safe Locking. So I'm gonna go show the districts, and while that's happening, it has now been a week, which means it is time for a water break. I've got a full bottle right here, and while you guys can go look at the kills, I'm gonna go drink some water. Remember to stay hydrated, kids. So yeah, I'm just gonna scroll down now so you can see this. Yeah. Man, The cats are almost all dead. Jesus Christ. Engineer cat, just like I predicted, is the only one still alive. Well, from the bottom ones. Except for Hunter. Hunter is still doing well. And these four. These four are actually alright, I guess. So yeah, let me go take my drink of water now, while you guys continue to look at the list. And maybe try not to spray water into my freaking nose. Let's try to not do that. So far the MVP seems to be Ulti Zuru with 3 kills. Let's see if that continues. I'm still hoping Engineer Cat wins because like he's such a massive troll. Okay, Night 7. Unsafe locking convinces very safe locking to snuggle with them. Uni screams for help. Happy Culturist wants to buy a coffee at the Shoreline Cafe, but he only has $1. Man, Dennis sure changed when the pals were cancelled or the coral incident happened. Chris cooks his food before putting his fire out. Fierce goes to sleep. Monk tries to sing himself to sleep. Potato almost falls in the void, but Moth catches them. Pepsi passes out from exhaustion. Not Nice Survivor flashbangs Survivor and tries to kill them, but Survivor escapes. That is something that Not Nice Survivor would do. Green Lizard brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Green Lizard brings his lizard, but aNub is dead. Is Green Lizard cheating on aNub? No way. Best Man attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Silly Goober goes to sleep. Dyson flashbangs Iron and tries to kill them, but Iron escapes. Engineer Cat receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Bird Signs brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Hunter cooks his food before putting his fire out. Taurus brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Not Nice Survivor and Not Nice Monk run into each other and decide to truce for the night. I thought you were a team. Why do you need to decide to truce? I mean, I guess you are not nice to each other, but like, you know. Ashicle climbs a tree to rest. Slugcat lover sleeps in the shelter. Rudy encounters Lil Bobby on his way to the Shoreline Cafe. Dog starts a fire. Skinwalker destroys Ulti Zuru's supplies while she is asleep. Firework flashbangs Carlander and tries to kill them, but Carlander escapes. And Toaster cries himself to sleep. Day 8. Lil Bobby receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice Monk stalks Carlander. Silly Goober blows up Iron and Bestmat with a grenade. Apiculturist constructs a shack. Ulti Zuru constructs a shack. Moth travels to higher ground. Chris hopped on Rain Escape. Pepsi asks Hunter for food, but he doesn't give any. Survivor and Uni decide to watch Skibbity Toilet together. Let's go. Monk throws an explosive spear and the Engineer Cat's... No! Rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace, Engineer Cat. You were doing so well. I had faith in you. You can't tell me you were killed by a freaking miner. You were killed by a freaking 9-year-old Slugcat. This guy throws an explosive spear. Do you even know how to throw? You're 9 years old. Oh my god. Rest in peace, guys. Firework and Potato participate in Diana's kitten battles. Slugcat lover successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Skinwalker flashbangs Toaster and tries to kill them, but Toaster escapes. Taurus uses a flashbang to distract Not Nice Survivor and escapes. Bird Signs receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Pierce successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Green Lizard sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Dyson receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Unsafe locking diverts Ashicle's attention and runs away. Rudy scares Dog off. And Not Nice Survivor is high on mushrooms. 3 dead. Iron, Best Mac, and Engineer Cat. Rest in peace. So, we're getting less and less people. Slugcats, only the first 5 are alive. I mean, I guess that's good because it means that no NPC is gonna win. Or maybe they will. How does Monk have a kill? You're literally 9. Even your brother, who isn't 9, doesn't have a kill. Pretty sure Ulti Zero is still the MVP, and yeah, we're doing fine. This district was just knocked out, so yeah, we have a lot of deaths, but still. Who's gonna win? Who knows? Proceed. Night 8. Hunter reached Howling Cliff, wait, wrong game. Silly Goober fends Not Nice Survivor Monk and Dog away from her fire. Lil Bobby goes to sleep. Fierce is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Ashicle scares Survivor with a vulture mask. Green Lizard questions his sanity. Unsafe locking fell in the void while trying to do a boosted jump. Let's go. The safe locking duo is now both dead. Safe locking's death was a bit more ironic considering he just exploded for no reason, but still, unsafe locking, L. Let's get a W in the chat for his death. Pepsi sees a fire but stays hidden. Toaster sleeps in a shelter. A not nice survivor tends to their wounds. Uni flashbangs Potato and tries to kill them, but Potato escapes. What? Potato's meant to lose. Uni, you have to try harder than this. The whole point of Potato being here is just so he can lose. That's the whole point Potato is here. Chris attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Bird Signs goes to sleep. Firework thinks about home. Carlander is awoken by nightmares. Dyson receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Slugcat Lover sleeps in a shelter. Taurus receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice Monk sets up camp for the night. Ulti questions her sanity. Moth screams for help. Skinwalker starts a fire. Rudy falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Rest in peace. Apiculturist gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Day 9. Monk escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Hunter successfully paid the scavenger bill. Silly Goober goes hunting. Firework, Confetti, Toaster Acid, Ulti Zero, and Green Lizard raid Potato's shelter while he is hunting. Survivor thinks about home. Fierce gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Lil Bubby saw Cern's fanfic and died. I'm very sorry for that. Chris goes hunting. Moth receives fresh food from no sponsor. Oh yeah, also in case you didn't know, Lil Bubby is the guy who got shot in the head last time, but like canonically. But thankfully, using the power of clones, we managed to get an exact replica of him that unlike Evil Flower, acts just like him. So yeah, the Lil Bubby that is real might be canonically dead, but you know, we can always just use like a clone or something. Something we couldn't do with Novus, who unfortunately escaped the basement. So yeah, I know I often say that it's impossible to escape the basement, but Novus managed to do that, and that's why they're not in this Slunger. So yeah, in case you're wondering why someone who literally won the last Slungers and here, that's why they escaped from us. So yeah, sorry for that. If anyone was rooting for Novus this time, they're not here. They ran away. Not Nice Monk acts gay in front of Slugcat. I mean, I guess that fits. I don't know why Not Nice Monk would do such a thing, but I guess that fits. Bird Signs Slash brings Carlander to them to say hello. Carlander almost kills them after. Cern the dog fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Jesus Christ, I gotta be more careful. Taurus receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Skinwalker pinged everyone. Dyson swims in a lake. Pepsi and Apiculturist participate in Diana's kitten battles. Not Nice Survivor taints Uni's food, killing him. Ashical constructs a shack, and Not Nice Survivor receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. So, 4 dead. Unsafe locking, W, Rudy, Uni, and Lil Bubby. Oh, another district completely eliminated. Look at this. How many alive? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 alive. Final 20. Who's gonna win? Not Nice Survivor and Ulti Zaruk, both currently MVPs. I guess Absolute Neo does deserve his title of being not nice. So let's proceed. Night 9. Toaster receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Ulti Zuru receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Ashical goes to sleep. Chris and Not Nice Survivor talk about the tribute still alive. Monk dies of dysentery. Firework thinks about home. Cern the dog questions her sanity. Carlander stays awake all night. Taurus sees a fire but stays hidden. Skinwalker sleeps in a shelter. Pepsi climbs a tree to rest. Not Nice Monk convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Apiculturist quietly homes. Not Nice Survivor gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Potato flashbangs Slugcat Lover and tries to kill them, but Slugcat Lover escapes. Green Lizard begs for Fierce to kill him. She refuses, keeping Green Lizard alive. Silly Goober stays awake all night. Dyson and Survivor hold hands. Hunter thinks about home. Moth receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor, and Birdsides looks at the night sky. Day 10. Skinwalker sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Chris tries to spear fish with a trident. Not Nice Survivor fell off a pole but was saved by the god of physics. Taurus practices his aim. Green Lizard went swimming with some jetfish. Silly Goober tries to sleep through the entire day. Toaster receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Pepsi successfully tamed the hungry lizard. Potato travels to higher ground. Why are you still alive? Not Nice Monk overhears Bird Signs and Dyson talking in the distance. Apiculturist couldn't... Oh, no! It's spelt correctly. How could I? Couldn't place a grenade gently on the floor. Rest in peace, Dennis Daly. Moth practices their aim. Carlander goes hunting. Hunter escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Asha constructs a shack. Fierce and Ulti Zuru participate in Diana's kitten battles. Not Nice Survivor successfully tamed the hungry lizard. Survivor repeatedly slaps Firework to death with a spear. Rest in peace. Lookout Lover injures himself, and I construct a hideout. Ooh, another event. The arena's border begins to rapidly contract. Toaster, Tourist, Cern the dog, and Moth survive. Potato restrains Hunter to a tree and leaves him to die. Jesus Christ, Potato must have confused Hunter with Flower. Ashicle, Dyson, Not Nice Survivor, Chris, Silly Goober, Ultizero, and Green Lizard survive. Survivor trips on the tree root and is unable to recover fast enough. Not Nice Monk also trips on a tree root and is unable to recover fast enough. The Slow Cats are once again falling into the depths. Fierce, Bird Signs, Carlander, Skinwalker, Not Nice Survivor, Pepsi, and Slow Cat Lover survives. So Monk, Apiculturist, Firework, Hunter, Survivor, and Not Nice Monk are now dead. These two still alive, still the MVP. Amount of people remaining, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think I did some maths wrong. Somewhere I messed up. I don't know. Me, Chris, and Ashicle are still alive, which means we still have chances of a double win. Interesting. Moth receives medical supplies from unknown spawns. It would be interesting if someone got a double win, because that would be the first time in this entire series for someone to win twice in a row. Pepsi and Carlander run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Tourist and Slowcat Lover run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Green Lizard sees a fire but stays hidden. Silly Goober sees a fire but stays hidden. Not Nice Survivor passes out from exhaustion. Ashicle is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Skinwalker sleeps in a shelter. Potato flashbangs Chris and tries to kill them, but Chris escapes. Dyson looks at the night sky. Ultizero receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Toaster tends to his wounds. Fierce goes to sleep. Not Nice Survivor sees a fire but stays hidden. Bird Science attempts to start a fire, and Cern the dog tries to sing herself to sleep. Day 11. Potato steals from Ashicle while he isn't looking. Chris is high on mushrooms. Moss stays with a friendly lizard for protection. Ultizero, Not Nice Survivor, Skinwalker, and Pepsi won a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Dyson tries to sleep through the entire day. Carlander almost falls in the void, but Not Nice Survivor catches them. Fierce sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Certain Dog attacks Slow Cat Lover, but he manages to escape. Bird Signs, Silly Goober, Toaster, and Green Lizard raid towards shelter while he is asleep. Oh yeah, I guess I could count here. So we have 19 left. So yeah, I guess I was a bit wrong when I said there's 20 left. No deaths that time. Okay. Night 11. Chris is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Pepsi blows up Bird Signs with a grenade, but also blows themselves up in the process. Blowing yourself up is something Pepsi would do, not gonna lie. Ashicle receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Slow Cat Lover screams for help. Let's go! Sacrificing myself for the greater good. Good job. And this is why I'm commentator, because I'm just this good. Certain Dog blows up Potato with a grenade, but also blows up themselves in the process. A sacrifice that was intended for the greater good of humanity. Skinwalker tends to his wounds. Carlander wants to buy a coffee at the Shoreline Cafe, but he only has $1. Tourist almost falls in the void, but Dyson catches them. Silly Goober climbs a tree to rest. Not Nice Survivor sees a fire but stays hidden. Not Nice Survivor encounters Ultizero while on their way to the Shoreline Cafe. Fierce lets Moth into her shelter. Toaster reached Howling Cliff, wait, wrong game. And Green Lizard is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Ooh, it's time for the feast. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the Tribute's family, which they are never gonna see, unless there's someone like Novus, but like, let's not talk about that, okay? Chris flashbacks Slow Cat Lover and tries to kill them. Slow Cat Lover couldn't escape. Skinwalker decides not to go to the feast. Fierce, Carlander, and Dyson decide not to go. Green Lizard, Toaster, and Tourist start fighting, but Toaster runs away. Feast. Not Nice Survivor and Moth decide not to go. Ashicle and Silly Goober fight for a Batfly. Ashicle lost the battle and died, and Not Nice Survivor falls into a pit of wormgrass and dies. Day 12. This is like a long one. Fierce searches for firewood. Skinwalker injures himself. Moth is picked by beehive bees while picking berries. Carlander receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Toaster picks flowers. Not Nice Survivor chases Ultizero. Dyson camouflages himself in the bushes. Green Lizard is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Silly tries to spearfish with a spear. And Chris hopped on rain escape. So yeah. Hello? Don't tell me it bugged. No. Are we gonna have to? Boop. Can we just do that? Okay. Day 12. Fierce searches for firewood. Skinwalker injures himself. Moth is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Carlander receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Toaster picks flowers. Not Nice Survivor chases Ultizuru. Dyson camouflages himself in the bushes. Green Lizard is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Oh wait, oh yeah, we already did this one. Okay. Fallen Slungers. We have Pepsi, Bird Signs, Cern the Dog, Potato, Let's Go, Slowcat Lover, Tourist, Ashical, and Not Nice Survivors. So, look at this. And ooh, 3 kills. I'm also currently the MVP. Wow. But yeah. Now, the only person who could potentially get a double win is Chris, which would be interesting because they don't have an actual player teammate, which would mean they would have to do a double giveaway. So we have Dyson. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 people alive. Ooh, a lot of people have 3 kills. Maybe this is going to be like a quadruple MVP. How interesting. Night 12. Not Nice Survivor cooks his food before putting his fire out. Green Lizard tries to sing himself to sleep. Chris couldn't see the drop pick, but Moth saved him. Ultizuru passes out from exhaustion. Dyson becomes friends with Fierce and Toaster while visiting the Shoreline Cafe. Skinwalker visits the Shoreline Cafe, and Silly Goober bashes Carlander's head in with a mace. Day 13. Green Lizard overhears Silly Goober and Moth talking in the distance. Skinwalker receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Chris practices his aim. Not Nice Survivor searches for a water source. Fierce asks Toaster for food, but he doesn't give any. And Ultizero asks Dyson for food, but he doesn't give any. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Final 10. Chris is in the final 10. That's a 10% chance of a double win. And of course, no NPCs, which is the best possible outcome. Carlander went boom. So yeah, nothing really changed here. Fierce climbs a tree to rest, night 13. Chris regrets joining Diana's server. Silly Goober flashbangs Dyson and tries to kill them, but Dyson escapes. Ultizuru thinks about winning. Green Lizard cries himself to sleep. Moth stays awake all night. Skinwalker scares Toaster with a vulture mask. Not Nice Survivor tries to sing himself to sleep. We're getting the short ones now. Day 14. Dyson and Toaster asked to participate in Diana's kitten battles. Fierce reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Silly Goober receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice Survivor tries to spearfish with a trident. Skinwalker tends to Ultizuru's wounds. Green Lizard went swimming with some jetfish. And Moth asks Chris for food, but he doesn't give any. Something I noticed about Season 2 is that we have a surprising high amount of player wins. Like in Season 1, a lot of wins were NPCs. Like I think Slowcat and Hat won, then 3D Cat won. Like we had a lot of people that won that like weren't major like players or anything. But yeah, this time that doesn't really happen. Night 14. Moth questions their sanity. Silly Goober attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Green Lizard receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Fierce questions her sanity. Dyson thinks about home. Chris encounters Not Nice Survivor while on his way to the Shoreline Cafe. Skinwalker thinks about home. Ultizero screams for help, and Toaster visits the Shoreline Cafe. Fierce was grabbed by a pole plant, but Ultizero managed to save her. Skinwalker escaped from the Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Chris, Toaster, Moth, and Silly Goober win a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survive. Green Lizard gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Dyson picks flower. Not Nice Survivor tries to spearfish with a trident. No deaths again. Oh yeah, also, it has now been another week, which means it's time for the second water break, the final water break. Remember to keep yourself hydrated and look at all these spoilers. Well, actually not that much spoilers, because I don't think there's any deaths, really. Yeah, can we have a bit more deaths? I think it's almost been an hour now. The viewers are getting bored. So, week 3 now. This is the third week. Well, technically a bit after because I'm late. Not Nice Survivor tries to sing himself to sleep. Dyson tries to treat his infection. Fierce cries herself to sleep. Silly Goober tries to sing herself to sleep. Green Lizard receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Toaster tries to sing himself to sleep. Chris fell in the void while trying to do a boosted jump. Rest in peace. No more double win. Maybe I jinxed it. Moth sleeps in a shelter. Skinwalker passes out from exhaustion. And Ultizuru dies from thirst. Well, rest in peace too. Day 16, Green Lizard constructs a hideout. Skinwalker discovers a cave. Toaster stays with a friendly lizard for protection. Fierce receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Dyson makes a wooden spear. Moth makes a wooden spear. And Not Nice Survivor stalks Silly Goober. 2 deaths, Chris and Ultizuru, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 8 people remaining. Silly Goober with 4 kills. I think the Silly Goober might be a silly killer. Look at that. So 8 people left. Once we reach 4, I think that's time for the poll, because hopefully I'm going to be watching the premiere. Hopefully. Who knows, I might not. Toaster Acid cooks his food before putting his fire out. Green Lizard convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Dyson becomes friends with Silly Goober, bad idea. And Fierce while visiting the Shoreline Cafe. Moth spears Not Nice Survivor in the abdomen, rest in peace. And Skinwalker starts a fire, 7 left. Fierce camouflages herself in the bushes. Green Lizard attempts to climb a tree but falls on Skinwalker, killing them both. Dyson fishes. Silly Goober reached Howling Cliff, wait, wrong game. And Toaster uses a flashbang to distract Moth and escapes. 3 deaths. That means Not Nice Survivor, Green Lizard, and Skinwalker are dead. You have Dyson left, Fierce, Moth, Toaster, and Silly Goober. We have 5 people left. And a lot of people are on this low. Bro, who is gonna win? The only district who still has 2 people. Silly regrets joining Diana's server. Moth convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Dyson gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Fierce analyzes the interior of the Azure Room, and Toaster is awoken by nightmares. Fierce receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Toaster Acid receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Silly Goober is picked by Tones while baking berries. Moth hopped on Rain Escape, and Dyson travels to higher ground. Who's it gonna be? Toaster climbs a tree to rest. Moth strangles Dyson after engaging in a fist fight. Silly Goober attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful, and Fierce questions her sanity. We have the last 4. Silly Goober, Fierce, Toaster Acid, and Moth. So, it's poll time, hopefully. This is the time, in case you've never watched Hunger Games before, where I make a poll, where you get to decide who you think will win. And then, a lot of the time, they end up not winning, because that's how the RNG is. Currently, we have Silly Goober, who is quite silly, and also, they like killing. We have Moth. They exist. Then we have Fierce, who also exists, and Toaster Acid, the AI person. But which one of them is gonna win? I guess we'll find out in like 32 seconds. Or maybe you're watching with 2 times playback speed. Maybe you're a dirty cheater and you already know who won and you're spoiling it to everyone in the server. Maybe that too, but yeah. Let's see who is gonna win. Dyson is dead. We have 4 people remaining. We have... So, Fierce has no kills, pacifist. So is Toaster. Meanwhile, Moth has 3 kills and Silly Goober has 4 kills. Let's look at this. Toaster scares Fierce off. Moth makes a wooden spear. Silly Goober receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. No deaths. Night 20. Toaster begs for Fierce to kill him. She refuses, keeping Toaster alive. Toaster, don't do that. You can win. Silly Goober starts a fire and Moth brings his lizard to the Shoreline Cafe. Day 21. Fierce asks Moth for food, but they don't give any. Toaster flashbangs Silly Goober and tries to kill them, but Silly Goober escapes. Toaster got a sudden sudden motivation. No! Toaster died. Rest in peace, the AI person. Fierce thinks about winning. Silly Goober and Moth cuddle for warmth. So which one of the 3 is gonna win? Silly Goober was grabbed by a pole plant, but Moth managed to save her, and Fierce tried to spearfish with a spear. So Vulture attack, there's an arena event, but all of them survived. All of them found a hideout. Okay. 1 death, Toaster Acid. Silly Goober convinced a friendly lizard to snuggle with them. Moth sets up camp for the night, and Fierce finds a stick and pretends that it's a magical wand. Day 23. Silly Goober successfully paid the scavenger bill. Fierce travels to higher ground, and Moth explores the arena. It looks like nobody really wants to kill. Silly Goober questions her sanity. Still no deaths. Moth starts a fire and Fierce analyzes the interior of the Azure Room. Silly Goober went swimming. Moth is teasing Wormgrass and Fierce got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Another arena event. Moth hibernated in a shelter. Fierce hibernated in a shelter and Silly Goober didn't eat enough to hibernate. I guess that's it for Silly Goober. It's now between Fierce and Moth. Who is gonna win? Fierce and Moth wake up in a cold basement. A figure walks up to them and say, "Congratulations, you both won the competition, but this is not over. Only one of you may continue to the next phase." The figure drops a gun and says you have 30 seconds to decide. Fierce grabs the gun and shoots Moth. Suddenly the mysterious figure blows up in an explosion and another person walks into the room saying, "Quick, We must escape before they send reinforcements, and they run away, unaware the mastermind is watching them through a security camera. And that is it for Slunker 8. The winner is Fierce. Second place we have Moth. And third place we have Silly Goober. Let's get a GG in the chat for Fierce for becoming our 8th winner of the Slunker games. After that we have Toaster, Dyson, Skinwalker, Green Lizard, Not Nice Survivor, Ultizero, and Chris. Good job to everyone in the top 10. As you see, you have your own row here. And you have Carlander, Not Nice Survivor, Ashical, Tourist, Lookout Lover, Potato, Cern the Dog, Birdsides, Pepsi, Not Nice Monk, Survivor, Hunter, Firework, Apiculturist, Monk, Uni, Lil Bubby, Rudy, Unsafe Locking, Engineer Cat, Best Mat, Iron, Safe Locking, Slugcat and Hat, Max, Artificer, Trainified, Nezzy, Shrimpy, 7 Red Suns, Haha Monker, Anime Survivor, Scripted, 3D Cat, aNub, Gormon, Mosslush, Evil Flower, Mother Diana, Rivulet, Apexa, Rolipede, Anime Monk, Guncat, Spearmaster, Ostel, Saint, Gootraxel, Batbox, Logan ISL, Scapor, Vibin, Inv, Goob, Flesh, Crux, Colossus, and Nightcat. So, here we have the summary. None of this really matters. Yeah. There was not a lot of deaths near the end, not gonna lie. And yeah, best district is 19, and then it goes all the way down. So yeah, MVP, shout out to Silly Goober for getting 4 kills. After that, it just sort of goes down. And yeah, here we have the placement. Fierce is in first, Moth is in second. Ignore this, that's fake. And yeah, here we have the statistics. So yeah, Silly Goober killed Iron, Bestmat, Ashical, and Carlander. And here we have all the other kills. Yeah, I killed... What? Oh, wait, it counts if you kill yourself? That seems kind of weird. But yeah, that's it for Slunker Games 8. I hope you guys really enjoyed. I'm sorry for making you wait so long. I promise that Slunker 9 is hopefully gonna be earlier than this. And yeah, that's it for today's episode. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And see you in Slunker Games 9. Goodbye.